Hey, what's up guys? It's Art Book Addiction here, and we're here with a new artist journey video. So today, we're going to be talking about shooting your shot, okay? So on the artist journey, there are times where you must face the possibility of rejection, okay? And this is just like in life in general, right? Sometimes you might need to submit your work to something, right? Sometimes you might like this could also apply to just posting your work at all, right? It depends on your level and your willingness to put yourself at risk and in front of others, you know, with the potential of judgment, okay? So that's what we talk about today. But before we start the video, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, check out my Prince and Patreon if you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member, and join the Discord. And with that, let's get started. So, shooting your shot, right? What prompted this discussion topic? Well, basically last week I had submitted some of my stuff to a gallery to be looked at and potentially to be, you know, what I want to be is like, you know, in the gallery, right? And it had like I've got no response, right? And like, you know, I had my own like little like arc when it came to that, right? And I had realized that like even if I fail, right, or even if it didn't work out, it shouldn't be seen as a failure. It's just like oh well, you just threw a dart at the board, right? You know, you took a shot. Whether it landed or not, I still don't really know. I mean, it could land, but like it's really incumbent on another person, right? So personally, I really have no idea, but like I'm just gonna assume that maybe no, you know what I mean? But like the thing is that I put in a lot of stock into this gallery, right? And so like the thought of like the no was like, it really got to me, right? Not really got to me, but like it, like I was like, damn, you know, I'm like, shit, dude, you know, right? Which is still like, it's still up in the air, but I'm gonna assume that it's no because I haven't gotten a response yet, you know what I mean, right? And I realized that it's okay, you know, like that was one shot, you know what I mean? Like you can't, like I asked myself, I'm like, hey, you gonna stop after this? And I'm like, no, like you need to be able to take rejection, okay? And sometimes that rejection like isn't even like in the form of a no. Sometimes it's just like silence. It's just like nobody responded, you know what I mean? Which in a way, like I think it might be worse because at least like, you know, like you know, if you got a no, you'd be like, oh, okay, well there you go, you know what I mean, right? But like a lot of corporate motherfuckers like to like keep it in the air, right? So like this is a problem in also like the industry as well, you know what I mean, right? And like in all job industries, right? I thought with a gallery maybe they'd be like a little bit more willing to respond or something, right? But you know, that's how it is, right? People don't like, I guess, the awkwardness of saying no, but like I don't know. I wish they like somebody would respond and give me like some sort of answer, right? But like there was a moment, okay? There was a moment last week, right as I submitted, okay, like right after I submitted my work, right? I put all my effort into it, okay? I put everything. I made like a whole little video, a whole presentation. You know, I had my 8 pieces ready. They looked beautiful. And, you know, I wrote something that I felt was like very like good. You know, like the whole package, like to me was like, well, if they don't like that, you know, like what else am I gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck them, dude. You know what I mean? Right? And like, there was a moment where I was sitting outside in my backyard, right? I was sitting on my little bench, right? And I realized, like, I had a vision of, like, sitting atop a mountain, right? Like, where, like, all the clouds were below me, right? And I saw a sight that I'd never seen before, right? And it made me realize that, like, artistically, I have reached a summit, okay? That I had hit a large milestone, okay? And that, like, I shouldn't worry so much about, like, you know, like, oh, this place, whether they accepted me, or like, oh, like, you know, you put so much work in, and like they didn't want you, and like all that stuff. And it was like it didn't really matter, right? Because like I had hit like something within myself, within your own personal journey. I reached a point in my journey that could be thought of as a summit, okay, the top of a mountain, okay. And what the thing is that usually, like, when I think about huge strides on my artist journey, right, I think about it as like certain pieces, right, certain works, you know what I mean, right, or like a collection of works, right. And you know, I had just finished my Western collection, right, and that had, like, you know, I completed it, but like finishing it wasn't what made me feel like I had reached the top of a mountain, right? What made me feel that was doing that and then submitting it to a thing, you know, shooting my shot, okay, right? And I was like, okay, like, that's a curious thing, right? You know, why was it not my artwork and like how I felt about the artwork and like, you know, or maybe the collection of the work that made me feel like I had really accomplished something, but instead it was the completion and the shooting of the shot, right, that made me feel like I had touched something, I had reached a milestone, right? And I realized that it's like, well, like, you know, obviously artistic skill, you know, you have to get there, you have to get to the point where you feel like you're ready, right? And the being ready and the, you know, actually going for it are two very different things. You know what I mean? When you're ready, it means you've done all the prep work, right? But when you shoot the shot, it means that you went for the thing. You know, you submitted, you know, you went, you try to go for the thing, right? And you did your best, okay? And I felt like a weird like comfort in that, where I was like, okay, well, like, you know, I may have missed this shot here, right? But the fact is that, like, you know, I'm locked and loaded, you know? I got my bullets and I could shoot again, you know what I mean? And that maybe I just needed to take my time, think about it, maybe look at other galleries, prepare myself again to go for it again, okay, right? And then I'm like, okay, and I realized, I'm like, well, this is the process, this is the thing, right? What I feel like I really needed to do was give myself the permission to be ready, essentially, right? To be like at a certain point where I'm like, you've done enough work painting wise, you know, like, and of course, like, I'm going to continue painting and everything, right? But I'm like I have enough work to where I'm like, I could go start looking out for my gallery with pride. And I don't need any more additional pieces. I don't need any more, I don't need to wow them anymore. I don't need to, like, of course I still want to, you know what I mean? I still want to make those kind of pieces, right? But, like, the fact is that, like, my portfolio is complete as it is right now, right? And, like, the pieces that I send are good enough to where, like, I left it all out on the canvas, essentially, right? And when you're in that position, right? That is the mountaintop, right? That is the mountaintop. And, like, of course, on the journey, when you reach the summit, you'll look up and you'll realize that there is a higher mountain, okay, right? And that, like, but the fact is, because, like, there's always room to climb, right? There's always room to grow, to become better, to, like, you know what I mean? But the fact is that you reached a summit, okay? Something that so very few people have done, okay? right? And like for me, it's just a matter of planting my flag where someone can see it, okay? Where someone can see it, recognize it, and be like, whoa, that's great, you know what I mean? And then like maybe someone could get I could get the recognition that that my work deserves, okay? Right? But it doesn't even matter, really, right? Like, of course it does matter. It matters, like, for your career and stuff like that, that someone sees that flag and sees how high you climbed on that mountain, right? But, like, on a personal level, that you climbed it. That you did it, you know what I mean? Like, the external recognition is out of your control, but the internal recognition of what you've done is completely within your control, and you need to realize that. And that at the end of the day, that it's more important than the external recognition. You know what I mean? But either way, I know for you guys, right? So that's kind of my thoughts on like my own like journey and like the shooting my shot and everything, right? And I'm gonna shoot again, right? Until I get the thing, right? Until it happens, I'm gonna keep going. Take my time, prepare for the next shot, shoot again. You know what I mean? When it comes in terms of paintings, right? Like I don't need to like wait anymore to like create more and like oh, I need to bolster it. You know what I mean? I don't need to do that. I just need to go and just keep aiming, boom, keep aiming, boom, keep aiming, boom. Miss until I get a hit. You know what I mean? Right? And you need to realize that like I thought about it, right? Like I saw a video that was like basically saying like, every time you get a no, right, it's closer to your yes, right? You know what I mean? You only really need one person to see and believe in the potential of your work, and then from there you could really get a foothold where you're trying to go, right? And I believe that my artwork is like, someone will see it and someone will see the potential and someone will be like, yes, you know what I mean, right? And so you need to have the bravery and the confidence to be willing to shoot, okay, right? And if you're not there yet, you'll get there, guys. You'll get there. It's just a long time and a lot of work, and you need to get better, you know what I mean? You get better and better, right? But at a certain point, you got to be like, well, if they don't like this, like, right? Like, it's like once you've gotten to a certain point, you're like, like you got to know your skill level. You got to know what you're putting out there and like whether it's good or not, or whether it's good enough, right? And once you get there, then you'll be able to feel a little bit more secure about your work, I wouldn't say that you feel secure about other people's reactions to your work. You know what I mean? You like, that's always going to be like a crapshoot. You know what I mean? But if you guys are afraid of shooting your shot, right? If you're afraid to post, if you're afraid to, show off your work to someone or something like that, or like submit your portfolio to a certain studio that you feel like you're ready for, I'd say like make it as best as you can. Make your portfolio as best as you can, okay? To the point where, like I said, where you're like, well, if they don't like that, what am I like is that's not on me anymore. You know what I mean? Right? And you'll know when you get there. Okay? You'll know when you feel like that. Okay? Right? And just be willing to do it. Just be willing to take the shot and know that like even if you put all your fruits in one basket, right? Shoot your shot. Even if you get like a straight up rejection, right? It's okay. You know what I mean? Because you were brave enough to do it. You were able to undertake that. And sometimes the fear of rejection is worse than the actual rejection itself, okay? Right? And I'm not talking about like, dating and shit like that, right? That's different, right? I'm talking about artistic, right? I guess it could be applied to like dating and stuff like that, but like, you know, because shooting your shot is viewed in that manner, but like it's not the same like kind of pressure, you know what I mean, right? Like, so it's a different pressure. It could feel like, I guess it could feel worse or better depending on how you feel about your work, right? But at the end of the day, right, shoot the shot, dude. You know, shoot the shot. You'll learn something about yourself. You know, take the plunge. You know what I mean? Do the thing, like have a plan, make the thing, shoot the thing, set it out. You know, make the goal, do it. Okay, and you'll feel like you will feel like you've grown. Okay, you will feel like you've taken a huge step, right? And like I said, if you guys are afraid of posting, you know what I mean? Like, and I get it, dude. You know, I don't like to post my artwork, you know what I mean, to various social medias, because then, like, you know, there's like likes and stuff like that, or someone might steal your work, AI bullshit, right, like that, you know. I mostly post on the Discord, you know what I mean, so that the people in my community could see it, right? But be willing to, when you're ready, you know, if you need to submit something or whatever, you know, just to do it, you know, to like, okay, I'm gonna do it now, and you do it, okay? Whether you fail or not, you know, that's, you leave it up to, you know, the muses, you leave it up to the divine, right? Or whoever is gonna judge you, right? And that's just one person, you know, if they don't like it, their opinion, it's not the end of the world, you know what I mean, right? And be willing to, if you do fail, get up, dust yourself off, and be like, well, I shot my shot, I missed, re-aim, okay? Get your bullets, load them up again, shoot again, okay? And like, you know, in a way, that is a skill in its own right, you know what I mean? To practice and to do it again and to do it again, right? Yeah, so, you know, be willing to take the shot, okay? Get yourself ready to where you feel like you can take the shot, okay? Make it so that when you are shooting, it feels like you've put everything, you put every effort into it, okay? That you put, like you left it all on the dance floor kind of thing, right? And then whether you succeed or not, right, be willing to pick yourself up, take the shot again, okay? And if you do all these things, guys, I know you'll succeed, okay? Because at the end of the day, right, think about all the great artists that have existed. They've probably got rejected 100 times, right, before they found their spot, you know, or, you know, your favorite comic book artist, or person who made a video game, right? They probably pitched it to so many people, got no after no after no, until they got that yes, and then boom, it all worked out. No, you know what I mean? And like, they started work, but like, they found someone who believed in their work, and they moved forward. Okay, they reached a new summit, right? And I hope that you guys could get to this point. Hope that you guys can reach your summits, right? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please enjoy the video. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Check out my Princeton Patreon if you want to support the channel. Consider becoming a channel member. Join the Discord. All that bullshit. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot. And hold on, let me get the zoom or the focus to work over here. I don't know if this is gonna work, so you can see the artwork, right? Yeah, this is from the Japan trip, if you haven't noticed, right? But yeah, hopefully it zoomed right here, or like got the focus so you could see it a little bit clearer. But yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot.